up here and tell you a tragedy. I know, you all know, you seem like a really resilient crowd, though, so, but I really did want to just check in so that you know the trajectory and that it will go over 5 minutes, because that's just my MO, sorry about that. So, let's think tragedy. I'm sure you're all familiar with the concept, right? Like Hamlet, or a cracked iPhone screen, or What Happened There with Michael Jackson at the end. Yeah. I know, that was, yeah. It's like, it's something that starts out so good, with such promise, but it just doesn't end well. Yeah, it's kind of the story of my love life. So I have a question. Have you ever walked out of the house and you're like, I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. You know, and it's like the stars are there, the fates are really smiling upon you, and you're like, tonight, I am gonna meet somebody. Have you guys ever had that feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, anytime I ever have that feeling, I know exactly who it is I'm gonna meet. My future ex. And this time, he was standing outside of a house party in West Philadelphia, and as I rolled up with my friends, it was like the opening scene of West Side Story. We had the flair of the Sharks, but the screen time of the Jets. And, our eyes locked, and I should have just like done some kind of like choreography and just like gotten out of there right then, but it's like star-crossed lovers, so it's like, what are you gonna do? I should also tell you at this time that I am a 9th grade English teacher. Thank you for your 9th grade life. And so it was springtime, which means we were studying Romeo and Juliet. Which means that actually I was just watching Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes make out like 5 hours a day. In the like hormonal proximity and backwash of like 100 9th graders. And so it's like, you think you're impervious to any kind of like melodramatic love, right? But like in that context, good luck. We're only human. So it really wasn't too surprising to me that like our eyes locked, and within 25 seconds, he had made a move on me, and I was not saying no, if you know what I mean. And our destiny was set. Ladies and gentlemen, my future ex. You know, the bard, Shakespeare, he tells us that all the world's a stage. Which really rang true for me that night, as it was just a parade of me making out in public places. Like at the bar, and then at the other part of the bar, and then in the bathroom, when he followed me into the bathroom at the bar, and then, you know, like at the after party and on the street, and you understand, right? It was just explosive from the get. And it really rekindled something in me, because I had just gone through a really intense breakup with the love of my life, and I was kind of in this place where I was like, love is dead. And so I think that he like really symbolized for me this potential of love, you know? And so I feel like I really grafted onto him this kind of story where it was like part reality, but like part the thing you want to see, you know what I mean? Yeah, and yeah, people in the front row really had that feeling. And so it's like, at that point, I just fell really hard. It was really, really sad when like a month later he was like, oh yeah, by the way, my girlfriend's coming to visit. I was like, wah wah. You know, and I'm a modern woman, and I have a moderately open mind to an open relationship when there is done with direct communication and forthrightness. But you know, it just like wasn't the script that I had written for us. And so it was like, boom, oh no, we have reached the turning point. And so if you know anything about the 5 acts of a Shakespearean tragedy, you will know that the turning point means like after that, shit's just downhill. And so it was just like a slew. So there's like the ambiguous visit from the girlfriend slash ex-girlfriend, and then he just disappears for a week, but then, you know, he comes back, and then you're just like, well, let's just pretend that didn't happen, let's just keep going. And, you know, and so then it's like, let's open up to each other and get closer, and it's like like one day you're making him a mix CD, and like you're potting a small plant into a large container with a little note that says, "Room to grow." The next day you're on the phone and you're like, "Wait, where are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I was out at brunch with," and you're like, "Well, it really sounded like the name of your girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, but like, that's not possible. She hasn't been here in weeks." And then, you know, you're at the 4th of July, and then the fireworks start exploding, and then he does tell you, actually, his girlfriend has been living with him in his room for the past month, but somehow you just didn't really understand that. And as the finale goes off in the red in the sky, and it just reflects, it reflects in your eyes, and you're just like the wrath of a woman scorned, and you're like, "It is over," and you walk out, and then you continue to date for at least several more months, and you break up like at least 3 more times, especially that one time when you make him dinner so that you can break up with him, and then he accidentally gets arrested on the way to your house, and so then it's like, fine, let me just wrap up your dinner in tinfoil and just put it to the side and go off and do jail support. And then finally, he moves away and you're like, yeah, like I said, it's over. And, you know, and you just sort of look at the stage around you, at the carnage of this tragedy, and you're like, oh, over there, my dreams and my hope and my future of love, like with the poison kind of trickling from its mouth, and over there my heart with a dagger through its heart, and you know, that little plant just sadly on the ground, dead, and you're just like, it all started off so great. How did we get here? And I guess, you know, that's why tonight it's the X-Files, right? It's not the currently who I'm in love with files. Because 9 times out of 10, LDH, let's be honest, it ends in tragedy. But the room is full, and I really feel like I'm in good company. So, thank you.